and we're going to very, very carefully slide it from the platform onto the tray. Happy Tuesday, everyone! Today we are doing something different because we are making cloud bath bombs. If you're any type of bath bomb fan at all, you will have seen these cloud bath bombs making their way throughout Instagram. And in today's video, I will show you my version. And we are going to be making those cloud bath bombs using the Bath Bomb Press's cloud mold. Full disclosure, I was sent these molds free from the Bath Bomb Press to play with, but this video is not sponsored, and all opinions that I have about this mold are completely my own. And now without further ado, let's get into it. So these molds, like I mentioned, are made for the Bath Bomb Press. If you want to know what the Bath Bomb Press company is, there is a link down in my description. Go and check them out. They are awesome. I make all of my bath bombs using their machines and love them. So I was super excited when they sent me this mold so that I can finally make those amazing cloud bath bombs that I've been seeing everywhere. This mold is a 4-piece mold. And this was a little bit different from the molds that I've worked with already from the Bath Bomb Press, in that it's kind of configured a little bit differently, which made this a little more difficult than what I was used to working with the Bath Bomb Press, which is why I wanted to make a video like this so that I can help you guys figure out the right strategy for unmolding and work through all of those kinks, and you can see exactly how I do it so that you're better informed for when you make your purchase for these molds. And I did post an Instagram picture with these guys and people went nuts for it. So people love this shape of bath bomb. It's super cute, and the fact that it has secret colors on the inside that spew out makes it so much fun. And I also wanted to take the opportunity in this video to address a lot of the frequently asked questions that I get about bath bomb making. The first step before I start any bath bomb making is to check the humidity. If you get yourself a dehumidifier or a humidifier, they usually come with a gauge inside of that machine that tells you exactly how much humidity is in the air, so I always check before I do anything. So let's go do that. Come with me. This is my dehumidifier, and I'm gonna use this because the last couple of days it's been really humid. With the change of the season, this always happens. Where I live in Southern Ontario, we get really, really humid summers, and the closer summer gets, the more humid the air gets. So let's go check this out. I'm gonna turn it on. And it's telling me that it is 65% humidity in the air, which means I definitely need to have this dehumidifier on. And a lot of people ask when they press their bath bombs why they come apart, and the number one culprit is the humidity. Make sure that you're controlling it. Even if the humidity, when I turn on the dehumidifier, reads between 45 and 50, I still turn on that dehumidifier because I find that even just having it running in the background helps my bath bombs come out so much better. So that is my first piece of advice. Check your humidity and you will have a lot of success with your bath bombs, I promise. The first step is mixing all of our dry ingredients together. Because it is going to be a white bath bomb, there's not going to be any color in it, which makes this super easy. Another key to success when it comes to bath bomb is definitely the brand of baking soda that you use. We use this Arm & Hammer baking soda. I get these boxes from Costco because I find that Costco has the best price on baking soda from what I've seen. I once got baking soda from a feed store. It was like a farm supply store, thinking that I had hit the jackpot because this baking soda was super cheap compared to this stuff. And then I tried to make bath bombs with it, and it was a complete and utter fail. It was so bad. And that's the thing about bath bombs. You would think that it doesn't really matter substituting one ingredient for another, or even using one brand of an ingredient versus another, but honestly it makes the hugest difference in the world sometimes, especially with the baking soda. I find that Arm & Hammer is hands down the best when it comes to making bath bombs. If there are any Canadian suppliers out there with baking soda cheaper than Costco, please let me know in the comments. I think I asked this in a video in the past and you guys did answer that, but I'm asking it again because anyone who's watching this video I think would benefit from something like that. And me as well, obviously. So I measure out the baking soda right into the bowl. This is my KitchenAid 6-quart Pro mixer, and I use this KD 8000 scale, which is linked in my description, for all of my soap making, and I love it because you can put big things like this on top of it and you're able to see on the LED screen clearly how much the weight is, which is perfect. Love it. And one of the best things I invested in this business, and in the grand scheme of things it was around $80, not that much compared to the other big investments that I had to make for this business to scale it up, and definitely something that I should have done earlier. So if you are on the fence about getting a scale like the KD 1000, don't hesitate, get it, and your life will be literally a bajillion times easier. So I added just a little bit of water to the baking soda. I don't know if there's an official term for that. I'm gonna call it priming the baking soda. I primed the baking soda with some water, and I'm gonna get it mixing on my KitchenAid stand mixer, and it's literally gonna go on the lowest setting for a long time. Just set it and forget it. And I think that's another key component to successful bath bombs is ingredients that are fully incorporated and evenly incorporated. And it was really hard to get that with just a hand mixer or hand blender that I was using at the time. And getting one of these guys made one of the biggest difference in my bath bomb making journey, because not only does it get everything mixed evenly, but it keeps you from getting your arm to be too tired. Because I remember I'd be like mixing and mixing and mixing, and then when I was adding colorants I was moving the mixture between my hands, and this is just a huge time saver. If you're on the fence about getting one of these guys, go and buy it. And if you are using the KitchenAid mixer, use this guy, this paddle, instead of the whisk attachment that they also sell with the mixer. But my bath bombs came out so much better once I started using this versus this. So that is another pro tip. So I just added all of my dry ingredients to the mixer, and that is incorporating right now with the baking soda. And the next step is to do all of my wet ingredients. And the first thing I will do is measure some shea butter into this beaker and blast it until it's completely melted. I'm going to add all the other liquid ingredients into this same glass beaker, and I'm going to pour it into that KitchenAid mixer. So the bath bomb press uses air compressor, and it's the pressure from that air that causes the pressing mechanism to stamp down. And with my bath bomb press, I bought the Porter Cable air compressor, which is this one right here. And when it comes to making bath bombs, I set the PSI at 70 PSI, and that seems to be plenty to press down on the bath bombs to a consistency that's hard enough. So I added all of my wet ingredients in the same beaker. I'm going to pour that into my stand mixer and let that mix around for a little bit longer. And then I'll add my citric acid. So I added water to this mix. I sprayed water into here a few times to moisten the mix before I start pressing. And I'm going to transfer this from the mixing bowl into this really wide bowl. Sorry if that was loud. Put that here right now. So this is a cloud bath bomb. So I made my mix completely white. You don't have to do that. I've seen clouds on Instagram be gray or light blue, and that looked really cool, but I wanted to make a completely white bath bomb, and I wanted to paint it with the secret colors using mica on the outside, and then add secret embed colors on the inside. And I will be using my powdered embeds for the middle in purple, pink, and blue. A lot of people like to add those solid embed rainbow bars so it shoots out in super vibrant bright colors, but I wanted my version to be more muted and a little bit different. It's basically my take on the cloud bath bomb. So this mold has a base and then the shaper, the mold shaper, and there's a bit of an indent on one side, and that goes on top of the platform like this together, and you're going to be putting your bath bomb mix into here. So I'm going to add in a layer of my white bath bomb mix, and I'm going to make a little bit of a furrow in the middle where I will be adding my bath bomb embed powder. And if you're wondering how to make bath bomb embed powder, I have a link to that video right up at the top of the screen there. So when you're putting your embeds in there, you really want them to go kind of deep. You want the embeds to fall into a pocket, and the reason for that is you really want the color to pop. The way it'll do that is if there is enough of that color in the bath bomb itself, because if you do just a very thin line, then it might not be as prominent, and you want that secret color to be shooting out for as much of the time the bath bomb is dissolving as possible. So this is what I've got right now. Now I'm going to cover the bath bomb with more mix, and when it's near almost to the top, I give it a little bit of a pat down, and then I continue filling it, and then I will lightly even this out. And then once it's flattened, I'm going to take the shaper or the other part of the mold that presses down and makes it a bath bomb on top. Make sure that it is even, and then I'm going to put it into the machine. So my shaper, or the part of the mold that presses down on the bath bomb, is in place, and I have my base locked into the depression of the bath bomb machine. And this is where it gets tricky, and this is where I kind of struggled a little bit, because the middle part goes all the way to the machine. It's really hard to get the actual mold out. So what I do is I push and tilt it so that I'm able to get my fingers underneath the base mold, and I pull it out. And now that I have it over here, I'm going to push this down until it starts to move, and I'm being very careful here, pushing it down until it's moving up, and then I continue to push it up to get this middle piece away. And so you have this, and what I'm going to do now is to carefully remove the top piece by giving a little bit of a twist. And if it's moving, if the bath bomb is moving with the top piece, I'm going to help it stop moving by putting a finger here and then twisting in the opposite direction. And with just a little bit of a nudge, it should move like that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's now off. And now that it's off of the bath bomb itself, I'm going to slide the rest of the top off. And so you have the bath bomb on the platform. And now what I'm going to do is get this bath bomb off of this platform and onto my tray. So here is the bath bomb on the little metal platform. And we're going to very, very carefully slide it from the platform onto the tray. There you go. And that is 2 done. And the reason why you want to be really careful about unmolding these guys is the edges are very sharp. So they're very prone to collapsing just a little bit, like it did with this guy here. So you want to try your best to get it as crisp as possible. And I found with the technique that I just showed you that using that technique was the best way to get it as sharp as possible. So I'll show you that technique again. I'm going to connect the 2 molds together. Oop. Make sure this round part is at the bottom. I'm going to add a layer of white bath bomb mix at the bottom, make a bit of a trench in the middle to add my embed powder, add my embeds to the middle, and then I'm going to cover that up with more white bath bomb mix, give it a bit of a firm pat down, and then lightly pack the rest of the way up. Get my top piece, and then once it's loose, I'm going to press down to remove the middle piece. Remove the top piece by sliding it off carefully, and then move this to my tray. So the weight of the bath bombs that this mold produces are about 3 ounces, which is a good size for a bath bomb. And because it's flat, these guys float a lot easier than the round bath bombs. It's really tricky to get a floating bath bomb from a round bath bomb, but when it comes to anything that has a flatter shape, there's more surface area to move against the water, so they are better floaters, and that is the case with this cloud bath bomb for sure. And I will definitely be showing you guys a demo of these guys in action at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Sometimes this is so new to me that I'm still like figuring it out. And if you can't push this down, you can go back to the machine and kind of let the top part of the mold press down for you to get the sides loose. And I'm pushing down, down, down. And again, the reason why I do it this way is so that I can get really crisp sides and edges to this bath bomb mold. This was tricky to learn too. It's totally different from the other molds that I use from the bath bomb press. I just finished pressing all of the bath bombs. My recipe makes about 27 of these, and there's a little bit left over. I like to make hearts with the leftovers, and I like to include these hearts as gifts in some of my online orders. I'm not leaving them white. We are going to be painting them. We're going to be painting them blue, pink, and purple, and I will be doing that tomorrow once they're dry. So these will go down into my basement where there is a dehumidifier running, and I will let them go to bed for about 12 hours, and then the next time you see me, I will be painting them with the mica. So see you then. Good morning, guys. It's the next day, and my cloud bath bombs are all dry and ready to be painted. I just made these yesterday, and they're pretty solid, smell amazing. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, I forgot if I did or not, but these are scented in strawberry daiquiri. And now what we're gonna be doing today is painting them in their blue, pink, and purple mica lines, and I'll show you how we do that right now. So to paint these bath bombs, I'm going to be using 99% alcohol. The reason why I use 99% alcohol is because there's very little water in 99% alcohol, which will allow me to paint the bath bombs without activating the bath bombs themselves. And I take these little candy dishes again, and I will add a few grams of alcohol here. It will all depend on how much you'll be painting, but you don't really need a lot. Like literally just, I'm eyeballing it. This is probably 3 to 5 grams of alcohol. And then I will take my mica powder, and I really like mica for painting bath bombs because they're so bright and opalescent. So when I add mica to the alcohol, I add just a few scoops. Really getting the right amount is all about trial and error. And I will show you what that looks like here. It's hard to see, but I use the pipette to mix it all together. And then I make sure I'm scraping the bottom too, because mica has a tendency to go down to the bottom, and then we will suction it up into the pipette, and then now we are going to paint. Now there's different techniques you can use for painting bath bombs. I like a really quick painting technique. Kayla's more of a drip, slow painter. I'm more of a quick, let's make some lines kind of mica painter when it comes to bath bombs. It all depends on your personal taste. Because the design of these bath bombs are going to be lines painted at an angle, I like to have the bath bombs at an angle, and then the next color we're going to do is purple. So you can see the mica here mixing with the alcohol, and it looks so beautiful and mesmerizing. And then with the final bit of mica, just kind of look around at the bath bombs that you could use a little bit more. All right, and then the last color we're going to do is the blue. And I really like having the blue be on top because it is this beautiful pop of color. And it's really different. And that's kind of what I like to do with my products. I do a quick check on Instagram. Like for example, for these cloud bath bombs, I'll look up hashtag cloud bath bomb to see what other people are doing so that I don't copy them. I know for a fact there are a lot of people that do the white cloud bath bomb, and then there's that rainbow embed on the inside. So many companies do that, and the result is gorgeous. But I wanted to do something a little bit different with these guys. And I think that should be the goal of a lot of businesses out there, is to see how you can take something that's done to death, really, and to make it your own. Because ultimately that's what gets customers coming back to your business, is your unique take on things. So here is the final result. It looks a bit like a mess right now. That's why I like these trays. They're so easy to clean. Look how beautiful they turned out. I am in love. It looks a little Jackson Pollock-esque, but that's what I love about it. And I'm really happy with this cloud mold because look how adorable these look. So now here comes the fun part. We are going to be testing these guys and demoing them in the water. I know that a lot of people on my Instagram have been asking me to demo these ever since I put a picture of these up on there. So let's go do that. So here's a demo of our cloud bath bombs. So this bath bomb's dissolving really well. I love how the colors are coming out in such a mellow, laid back ways. So that is it. I hope you like this kind of video. Thank you so much to the Bath Bomb Press for sending me the cloud mold for their bath bomb press. I am in love with it. I really think that this type of bath bomb is so popular. As soon as I posted that picture up on my Instagram, it was one of my most popular pictures and most liked pictures on my Instagram page. So for sure there is a huge interest in making these kinds of bath bombs, and also for consumers, they love this kind of bath bomb shape. There is a bit of a learning curve, but with practice, I'm sure you'll get better with time. I know for me, when I first tried making cloud bath bombs, it was a little finicky, but after some repeated tries, I've gotten the hang of it, and I'm so glad that I stuck with it because this bath bomb is so beautiful. So if you like this kind of video, leave it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this kind of video, then subscribe. And until the next video, keep smiling, keep being awesome, and keep making beautiful things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.